All right, so let's give it a try. Press the brakes. Start button. Uh-oh.
Okay, a few days has passed and today is an exciting day. We're gonna attempt to put on the new motor mount brackets and see if we can finally get this motor in the car where it belongs. So let's get into it.
And we're gonna start by removing the exhaust, the intercooler, and the turbo out the way to get to the motor mount bracket. And now we can install the correct bracket for this chassis, but some bolts was a little hard to get to.
You can get it in tight spaces. Alright, look at this. Alright, this is so satisfying. It's going in. Yeah.
My ear get hard. Hey, you gotta get aroused, bro. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh, yeah.
That's a mechanic man good with his fingers.
I don't know.
So we know how to work without looking.
I'm not a mechanic.
Because he ain't looking. He working that finger.
It's almost there. You want it more than that?
And now we can start putting this side of the engine back together. We have no intentions of taking these things off again, so we gotta make sure they're tight.
We did it again. We got two different motor mounts for rear-wheel drive, for all-wheel drive I should say, and one fit perfectly, which is the driver side, and the passenger side did not. So we are now once again back on the drawing board. We have to take it off and try to get the right one. I don't know which way to turn it, but this one didn't work. It says A5R, but it looks like it's from a 3.7 engine and not a 3.0 liter engine. So that seemed to be the problem. Let's see if we can return this and get the right one. All right, so today, after a long wait, finally get it. This thing cost over $200. Don't ask me why. But this thing is what we've been waiting on to get the engine in the car. So we found out the hard way that this motor mount bracket has to change, or had to change. So we're gonna attempt to put this side in. The other side is in already. We got lucky with that one. This one we had to wait a week for it. So Let's do it. Let's see. And fingers crossed. All right, let's go.
Just a piece.
This hose is in the way.
Whew. Thought we had another problem, but we were able to remove that hose and install the motor mount bracket.
So, what is this? This is the
Hot side of the turbo. This is where the exhaust spins the turbine.
so this is like the manifold.
The exhaust
Kind of like a manifold, yeah.
Yeah, but it's built. The exhaust manifold on this car is built on the head.
Oh, it's built in there.
It's built on the head. So this is just a turbo flange right here. We call this the turbo flange.
Okay.
The exhaust spin, go inside here, spin the turbine, the propeller in here, the turbine, and then come out this way. In turn, when it spin this, which is the cold side, and create boost, create pressure, and it boosts, go into the intercooler, intake, engine.
Okay.
More here.
And then 300 horsepower.
Exactly.
And we have installed the brackets, pulley, water pump, inlet pipe, AC clutch, the drive belt, and I think we are ready to install. And as you can see, this pipe had a little damage, but on further inspection, it was no problem and we should be good. And the engine is finally in. And now what I'm worried about is the drive shaft. I hope the drive shaft fits because it's from a different chassis, and the exhaust pipe. So let's see what happens. As you can see, we were only able to align 2 bolts for this bracket, but we'll come back to it later. The car got hit in the front, so there's gonna be a few harness repairs. We also have to connect the fuel lines, the engine harnesses, vacuum hose, AC lines, and that's just the beginning. And the wire got pinched. We're taking no chances, so we have to de-pin, repair, and put it back together the right way.
So we finally got the engine back in the car. We have a little issue with the trans mount, but we'll deal with that another time. We reconnect all the harness, all the hose for the coolant, for the heater core, all the ground. Everything is back on besides the front clip, which we have over here. We're gonna put it in soon. But we want to see if this car starts up, if everything is okay. So we're gonna jump inside of it, give it a try, and see what happened, you know. We have the battery in, our jumpers on it, keys in it. Let's just give it a try and see what happened. Press the brakes. Start button. Uh-oh. Battery is turned off. Let's turn it on.
It starts better with the battery on.
Starts better when the battery is on. I don't know why this battery died, but we charged it over 2-3 days and it charged. It went dead, so more likely the cells are bad. But anyway, dash is on.
Right, moment of truth.
Moment of truth, fingers crossed. Brake pedal.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes. And matter of fact, check engine light was not on. I got a bunch of ABS lights on, but the check engine light is not on because everything is connected on the engine part when it comes to sensors. So yes, it starts. Let's lift it up, put the drive shaft in, put the front suspension back on so we can move it around.
Yeah, and let's hope we have no issues on it there, man.
That's what's up. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And now for the part that I'm most nervous about, fitting the drive shaft.
Worry no more. Worry no more, bro. I was worried about this.
And as I said before, this is the final fit up, so everything has to be tight. The drive shaft is in and I'm excited about it. Now we install the shield and then on to the exhaust. It's all coming together. Here we installing the suspension, starting with the lower control arm. As you can see, we try to have it leveled so there's not too much pressure on the bushing when it goes down. Then we'll install the spindle, connect all the links. Then we'll go with the router and the caliper. And of course, we'll have to repeat everything on the other side. And the stabilizer bar, which is a little bit too close to the oil pan, but we'll have to make some modifications to it later.
We're using a vacuum bleeder to bleed it. Get the air out.
Now this is finally looking like a car and not the piece of junk it was looking like before. Now it's time to put on the front clip, connect the hoses. And we have wire repairs for almost every connector in the front. And we're using this little pump with a little gauge on it. Put some pressure in there and check for leaks.
There's no fluid inside of it right now, so pump it up. Then the bottle cap says 137 kp, 7, about 15 to 15 pounds. Yeah, 10. Give it a couple seconds, or a minute. And see if it drops. If it doesn't drop, or no things are sealed, we just put fluid inside of it. If it drops, we have a leak. You gotta soap test everything and see where the bubbles.
10 minutes later, it's still holding up. You can go ahead and put some coolant in. Definitely gonna need more.
Move it up and you put it in neutral. Try it.
Hold on.
Put it back in.
Battery in there?
Yeah, it wasn't plugged down properly.
It was touching the plastic. So even though I tried to charge it probably never did that charge it good. I don't even remember where I had it. Like you have to have it at the front where the bolt's at.
All right, now it starts. Ah, crap. All right, we're gonna let it run. The speed sensor is a part of the ABS system, right? So it can cause the ABS light. Running good. Nice and quiet. So we're in the shop, but we have the door open for ventilation. We're gonna keep it open while we run it for a little bit. I'm not sure if we can see it on camera, but right now we have some stuff burning off
It's either burning off the engine or we may have a leak, so let's let it run and see what happens. And for now we have these bleeder funnel on there. It's there for two reasons. One, if this overflow, it flows into the funnel, and if for any reason we need to pour more in there, we can just pour it in. So keep an eye on this. Oh yeah, that's a better view right there. Remember first we said when we just got it and drive it in, and we said no smoke, no fire. Well, there's smoke. There's smoke right now. Running for about 10 minutes. The coolant temperature 172, battery 13 volts. Well, that's probably the alternator. That's the stats. Alright, fan is running. Can't really see it, but it's running down there. And the smoke, whatever was leaking right here or whatever was burning, seemed to stop. So good sign for now. There's a little bit still, just a little bit, but looks like it's burning off whatever it is. So far that's a good sign. Alright, so right now we're gonna check the light. The lights in the dashboard. Scan the car, clear some codes. Now let's see what codes are in there or what's on the dashboard. Alright, so let's see. Low washer fluid. Well, that's perfect because there's no washer fluid in there. And I see a whole bunch of lights on the dash. But is it switch on? ABS lights, battery lights, seatbelt lights. Man, all these lights are on. Let's clear the code and see what comes back and what stays.
So we have a bunch of codes in the system, some for the transmission. We have 8 computers that are showing codes. 12. Transmission, so all the codes. The ABS, we're still missing in the 2 front sensors. Brake fluid level is full, communication, brake booster, I'm not sure. The battery voltage, we know the battery's acting up. The ambient sunlight, sun load sensor that's on the dash, we have to go check and see what's going on with that. Got a bunch of codes, shifter position, status, starter relay, we know the car starts. Ignition relay, it works, we know that.
It looks like about 200 different codes in there.
A bunch of codes, intelligent, audio, and all. The only readiness code that already are the fire, fire and comprehensive. Those two. So we're just gonna clear the whole thing, do a full code read and clear, and then check and see what codes come up after that. Then we know what to look at.
Alright, so we know these are missing because we're gonna install them shortly. And the HVAC, it's not set up. What is this? Body control module? What is that? That we're gonna have to check out and see what that is.
Cam communication, a cam line could be bad. We'd have to check it though, we don't know. Yeah, it could just be one of those generic code that pops up everywhere.
Alright,
it's in 2 modules already. It's in the engine and it's in the body control.
Okay. And one other thing we were worrying about was the airbag or the steering sensor in the steering. Oh, it's still going?
Yeah, 10.
Okay. But none so far, so let's see.
The only thing I don't see is SRS. I don't know why I don't see SRS. You should see SRS. That airbag system. So not communicating with the SRS unit at all. Alright, so this right here, we have a big issue going on right now. This could be a big problem or a small problem. Depends on what we find. So I just clicked on airbag system because when we did the full scan on the car, it doesn't come up or say SRS or airbag system in the list. So I just clicked on it to see if it's communicating, and the scan tool is telling me that there's an error, no communication. So we have to go find what that entail, what problem we might buck up on, or if there is a problem.
We don't know yet. So a few things we still need to look at. We have to go look and see if we left something unconnected, if there's a bad fuse, whatever it may be.
We'll start it and see if there's any warning on the dashboard.
If the light turned on the dash, yeah, we could do that too. But let me, it was just a pre-scan just to see, because we finally have the front end on. Let's see what happened. And that's what we found. So we got some things to take care of, and we're gonna do that.
Alright, maybe jumping ahead of myself right now, but so far it's looking good. As I said, the interior is in, the trunk. We need to adjust the trunk so it can lock. This door, we need to get this door, the glass, going up and down. I think something is just unplugged in there. The window is not going up and down. And the smoke that's in here right now, it's basically, well, it's not stuck, but it's getting there.
And sure enough, the window switch was just unplugged, and the trunk was just a simple adjustment.
All right, we're back on it one more time, and today should be the final day to get the front on this car, the bumper, which is back there. We need to fit up the bumper with the lights, the grille, and get it on the car. But before we do that, the bracket for the front, we finally get it. And thanks to one of our viewers who told us that the oil pan is different on the all-wheel drive chassis, because we were looking at it and wondering why the stabilizer bar was so close to it, but it will fit right in here. You can see fit right in here, and this should do the trick. So thanks to that viewer. So we have the oil pan to do, we have the bracket to put on the front, we have an oil change to do because we're going to do the oil pan. We just might as well do an oil change, and then we're going to set up the bumper, and that should complete the front with a little bit of adjustments. So let's get into it.
Looking at it now, we can see that this section from over here is different from this section. See, the oil drain bolt is at the same section. All of that, all of this is the same. It's just this section is different. We have to do a bit of a modification to drop the sway bar link down a little bit more. We're gonna use a piece of plate in between the bushing and the subframe itself, just to drop it down an inch, not even an inch, a quarter.
So it clears the
oil pan, and the sway bar itself won't get in contact with the oil pan and then crack it. It wasn't leaking, so we're just gonna cross our finger. If it starts leaking, it's a quick fix, change the gasket, put it back together. But for now, we're just gonna clean it up, brake clean it out, and put it back on the car.
Well, that did not work out the way I'd hoped, but while Giovanni is modifying the stabilizer bar, I'm gonna be working on the bumper.
Yeah, so this one is on. That one is off. Go again. Let's plug up the headlights and see what works and what doesn't.
So we have our brother here putting in the headlight. Let's see how long it takes for him just to plug it in.
How long did it take? Too long.
Let's see.
Yep, let's go. Oh yeah. Low beam, hold on, let's see. Yep, high beam, low beam. The marker light is on.
Turn signal work.
The turn signal is in the bumper.
But it doesn't work when the bumper is plugged in.
No? That's not good.
I plugged the bumper on.
Alright, let's put one bolt in this thing first.